Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. You already know that our topic today is simple future tense. And inshallah, I'll be trying my best to teach you as practically as possible. I'll be trying to explain this tense as perfectly as possible. Simplification will be there, and simplification is very important because the main point is that students should learn things easily. To me, that's the most important point. And I also wanted to say that it's human being. Forgive me if I make mistakes sometimes. Nobody's perfect. Only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is perfect. Sometimes you're dizzy and you know. It's not like you don't know. You know it. But you make a mistake. Sometimes people make mistakes in their own languages. I can tell you a very short story. Once there was a conference, and there was a lieutenant general. Lieutenant general, he gave a speech. At the end of his speech, instead of saying, "Thanks for your attention," he said, "Attention for your thanks." Okay, so it happens. Actually, it was in Dari language. Astashakura shuma tawajjuh. That's what he said. Okay, so it happens sometimes. Simple future tense. Let me ask you some questions before I start my explanation, okay? If you become rich, where will you go? If you become rich, where will you go? Who can answer this? Okay. If you become rich, to which country will you travel? If I become rich?
If I become rich, sir, I will travel to America.
Okay, if he becomes rich, he will travel to America. He will travel to America. Simple future tense, okay? What will you buy, Mr. Qari?
Yes, sir.
What will you buy if your father gives you 10,000 apps? What will you buy if your father gives you 10,000 apps?
10,000
Apps or dollars, let's say. I will
buy with my father's good
gift.
gift.
Yeah, I will buy a good gift for my father. I will buy. Okay. If you try hard, you will become fluent in English. If you try hard, if you practice a lot, you will become fluent in English in the future. So when I say you will become fluent in English in the future, it's simple future tense. So we use simple future tense to talk about an action or state, an action that will take place in the future, or if it's a state verb, we talk about a state that will exist in the future, okay? Because we have action verbs and we have state verbs. So when we talk about an action that will take place in the future, we use simple future tense. And this is the structure for simple future tense. Subject at the beginning of your sentence. You know, it's in English, it's kind of like syntax, like, you know, how to place your words properly in your sentences. So subject plus a helping verb will or be going to. Be going to. Be careful that be here stands for is, am, are. Is, am, are. So with I, you say I'm going to do something. He, she, it, he's going to do something. She's going to do something, you know, tomorrow. And we are, you know. So actually this be stands for is, am, and are. Don't forget this. Is, am, are. Okay? According to the subject, you need to be verb. And be going to, don't think about like going somewhere. Don't think about the action of going. Okay? Going to means well. Going to also means well. But there is a slight difference. And I'm going to talk about the difference later. The verb that shows the action of the subject. The verb that shows the state which is related to the subject. There must be in base form, which means no suffix. There should not be s or es or d or ed or ing or nothing, okay? So after will or be going to, our main verb must be in which form? In base form. Okay, there must not be any suffix at the end of the verb. And whatever comes after that will be rest of the sentence. Now, before I teach you the different forms, affirmative is already here, like negative, interrogative form, yes, no question form, information question form, negative interrogative form. Let's look at the usages of this tense. When do we use this tense? How do we use this tense? Okay? So now, if you talk about a probable action, if there's a probability, something may or may not take place in the future. You are not like sure. It's not a plan, okay? You don't have a very strong intention to do something in the future. But it's just a probability. Something may or may not happen. Usually we use will when we talk about probable actions. I will go to Iran in the future. It's not a plan, okay? It's a probability. So if I have the chance, I will go to Iran, but I may not have the chance to go to Iran, so it's a probability. Plan. So first you see the huge difference between using will and be going to. When you talk about probable actions, you usually use will. When you talk about planned actions, something that you have planned and you are serious about doing it, you want to do it, it's your plan, it's your intention, okay? You use be going to. He is going to buy a car tomorrow. So now when we say he's going to buy a car tomorrow, he has the plan to buy a car, the money is ready, everything is ready, okay? He has the permission from his parents and everything, okay? And he wants to buy it, so we talk about a plan or kind of stronger action, okay? It's like, the subject of the sentence or somebody will do something voluntarily, willingly, okay? Again, we use will, not be going to, okay? I will help you with your financial problems. Like you got a friend and your friend is somehow in trouble. He or she's got like some financial problems and you are willing to help them with their problems. Understood? So now this sentence, this example means that the subject of the sentence is willing to do something voluntarily. Understood? So in this case, again, we use will. I will help you with your financial problems. Or for example, I will help you with your homework. I will teach you all aspects of simple future tense. I'm willing to do that. Okay? I want to do it voluntarily. Again, will. And general prediction. Prediction, when you say something ahead of time, which may or may not take place, but it's a kind of prediction. When you talk about a general prediction, again, you use be going to and not will. When you talk about predictions, you use be going to as a helping verb in your simple future tense. The world is going to be much different after 2030. Or the world is going to be much different than it is now after a COVID-19 epidemic. Okay? Or for example, you say that the Afghan government and Taliban will get together next year or next month or in the near future. So it's a kind of what? Prediction. It's a kind of prediction. Sorry, I said will. I mean the Afghan government Taliban are going to get together. So we usually use be going to when we talk about future predictions. And finally, promise. When you make a promise, when you promise someone to do something, promise, right? Wa'ada, right? Okay. So I promise that I will join your party tomorrow night. Okay? So your friend has a party tomorrow night and you promise your friend that you will join their party tomorrow night. So I promise I will join your party tomorrow, for example. Let's say you are one of the fans, okay, who comes and watches the lessons on Practical English Brain, but doesn't know how to subscribe to the channel, okay? So they promise that I promise I will subscribe to your YouTube channel. It was something indirect. I hope the intelligent guys who are watching this video got the point, okay? The channel needs your support. If you're just watching the videos, so it's free, it's without cost. You may also subscribe to the channel, okay? So it's your channel, and you will make it more famous and more popular by subscribing to it. Anyways, so these are the common usages of simple future tense. The common usages of simple future tense. Okay, now let's go to the structures in different forms. And I'm going to erase this part and leave only these two sentences. Like, it's okay. I mean, later on you can watch the video at home on YouTube channel, maybe next week. So don't worry about writing. Or if you want to take pictures, it's okay. That's also fine. But be quick, please. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to use the different forms of simple future tense. So, yeah, it's okay. You can take... and even I would like to write this sentence, he's going to buy a car tomorrow. Okay. I'm going to write it down here. He is going to buy a car tomorrow. Now look, if you want to change this sentence to negative form, all you have to do is bring not after will. Okay, bring not after will. So I will go to Iran in the future. Iran in the future. Or maybe in the near future or something, okay. Now look, I will not go to Iran in the near negative form. In spoken English, commonly people use contractions and reductions, okay? So the short form of will not will be won't. I will not go to Iran in the near future. I won't go to Iran. And even for affirmative sentences, instead of I will go, you may use apostrophe and double L. So this is the contraction. This is the short form. I'll go to Iran. Instead of saying I will go to Iran, I'll go to Iran. He'll go to Iran. She'll go to Iran. We'll go to Iran. They'll go to Iran. Okay? Okay. But with nouns, like proper nouns, Jamal will go to... No, Jamal will go to Iran. Ahmad will go to Iran. Mike will go to Iran. You got the point? So with proper nouns, mostly we do not use, the short form in this case. But with pronouns, yes, we use the short form in spoken English. Okay? So I will, I'll. He will, he'll. In here, I won't. Instead of I will not, I won't. And if you want to change it to yes, no question, yes, no question, then bring auxiliary will first, okay, will, and after auxiliary use the subject, okay, and then the main verb, which is go, which shows the action of the subject. Will I go to Iran, okay, in the future, for example, and use a question mark at the end of your sentence. So which changes you brought? Look, in negative sentences, you used the word not after the helping verb will, okay? In interrogative sentences, you brought the helping verb before subject. You changed the positions of your subject and helping verb, okay? As soon as you bring the helping verb before subject, it becomes a question. It becomes a question. Okay, will I go to Iran in the future? And one more thing that you need here is, instead of a full stop or dot, you put a question mark. You use a question mark. So I hope it's clear. Now, negative and interrogative, or yes, no questions. But we have negative interrogative sentences in English language too, and I'm going to show you that. Okay, look. So now you have the complete form for negative interrogative sentences. For example, will he not go to Iran? So that is the complete form, okay? Instead of will he go to Iran, will he not go to Iran? That's the complete form. And the short form is won't I go to Iran? Won't he go to Iran? Understood? Okay, so here if you say, will he not go to Iran? Okay, let's say in the future, you add, will he not go to Iran? This is the complete form of negative interrogative sentences. But in spoken English, the short form is very common, okay? And the short form is, instead of will he not, you say won't. Won't he go to Iran? Won't he go to Iran in the future? Okay? So now, will he not go to Iran is the complete form of negative interrogative sentences. And won't he go to Iran is the short form of negative interrogative sentences. See, will or won't can be used with all subjects. Okay? It's not like in simple present tense we use does with third person singular, with he we use does, with she we use does, right? And with other subjects we use do, right? But here the helping verb, the auxiliary verb will, can be used with all subjects. So won't he go to Iran? Won't you go to Iran? Won't I go to Iran? Won't she go to? Won't they go to? Won't we go to Iran? You see that? With all subjects we use will or won't. Okay. So now finally you have the information question form, and you bring one of the WH question words at the beginning of your sentence. For example, why or when. Okay, let's say when. Okay, the common mistake that a lot of students make is that they think we already have the question word. Okay, so they do not bring inversion. They do not change the positions of the subject in the verb. Like how? They say, when he will go to Iran, when he will go to Iran. This is a very common mistake that I've noticed so far among the English learners. Okay? So why? Because they think I have a question word at the beginning, when, why, where, what, which, right? So I don't need to bring any other changes. According to grammar, it's not correct. It's incorrect. Okay? What you need to do after the WH question word, you need to bring the inversion. You need to change the positions of your subject and verb. How? Okay, bring the subject, the auxiliary before, instead of subject here, bring the subject after. Then your sentence will be correct. Don't forget this, okay? So when, instead of he will, when will he go to Iran? Now it's correct. You got the point? Okay, so you, after your information question word, you bring the auxiliary or helping verb will, and then you bring the subject. It's not like you bring the subject and after that you bring the helping verb. That will be not correct according to grammar. I hope you got the point. Okay, so when will he go to Iran? How will he go to Iran? Okay, why will he go to Iran? Okay. Which country will he go to, for example, if you want to use which, right? Who will go to Iran? These are all information question words. And one more thing I want to tell you, and then we're going to move to the other structure with be going to, is that you can use negative interrogative form inside information questions as well. For example, when, instead of when you say why, or you may say when, but why won't he go to Iran? For example, you're telling me he won't go to Iran, he will not go to Iran. And I'm asking you, why won't he go to Iran? So now it's negative interrogative inside information question form. Understood? You got the point? So that's also possible. Why won't he go to Iran? Why won't he come here tomorrow? Yes. So that's possible. Now we move to be going. And if your subject is I, you use am, I'm going to do something, okay? And if the subject is plural, we are going to do something. They are going to do something. Jamal and Kamal are going to do something. The students are going to do something. So in that case, you use are, okay? So be going to means there should be a to be verb before going to. Understood? According to the subject. I hope you got this point. Now, he's going to buy a car tomorrow. Now, if you want to change it to negative form, you bring not after your to be verb. Where? After the to be verb. So instead of he's going to, you say he is not going to buy a car tomorrow. So you place the word not right after the to be verb. Now this is the complete form. If you write something academic, like an academic essay or academic, passage or paragraph, you should try to use the complete form. Do not use the short forms, okay? The short forms are commonly used in spoken English. So look, he's not going to buy a car tomorrow. In spoken English, he isn't going to buy a car tomorrow. One way. This is one way, okay? You may, instead of he's not, you change it to he isn't. Okay? This is one way. He isn't going to buy a car tomorrow in spoken English. And there's another way. You may bring the contraction over here between he and is, apostrophe is. Instead of he is, his. Okay? And then they said nagana. Okay? And plus verb, base form. He's not gonna buy a car tomorrow. He's not gonna buy a car tomorrow. Affirmative form, he's going to buy a car tomorrow. He's gonna. So the short form of be going to is what? Gonna in spoken English, okay? So he's going to buy a car tomorrow. He's gonna buy a car tomorrow. He's not going to buy a car tomorrow. He's not gonna buy a car tomorrow. He's not gonna do something tomorrow. Understood? The short form. You might have heard this. I'm gonna do this. I'm not gonna do this. We're gonna do this. We're not gonna do this. These are the short forms in spoken English. Understood? I hope now it's clear, okay? And again, if you want to change it to negative interrogative, that's also possible, okay? Negative interrogative. So, or interrogative, I mean, so far I was talking about affirmative, I mean just the short form. But if you want to change it to interrogative form, what you should do, okay? Just bring the helping verb before the subject. He's going to buy a car, and just bring the to be verb over here, and then subject. Is he? He is he? Bring the, helping verb, to be verb first, and then the subject. Is he going to buy a car tomorrow? Okay, now in spoken English, it would be, is he gonna buy a car tomorrow? Is he gonna buy a car tomorrow? Is he going to buy a car tomorrow? Is he gonna buy a car tomorrow? That is the short form in spoken English, okay? Are they gonna buy a car tomorrow? Are we gonna buy a car tomorrow? Is she gonna buy a car tomorrow? Am I gonna buy a car tomorrow? In spoken English, native speakers most commonly use short forms, okay? And now you can also make information questions using be going to. That's also possible. For example, a negative interrogative sentences. Instead of is he going to buy a car tomorrow, just make this to be verb negative. Isn't he going to buy a car tomorrow? The sentence becomes negative interrogative. Isn't he going to buy a car tomorrow? The short form in spoken English would be isn't he gonna buy a car tomorrow? Isn't he gonna buy a car tomorrow? Clear, right? Okay. Now, if you want to use information question, where, for example, and then the helping verb, where is, and then the subject, he. Where is he going to buy a car? Tomorrow, you may add the time expression. Where is he going to buy a car tomorrow? So now it is information question. But don't forget, again, I'm repeating this, I'm saying this. It's wrong if you do not bring the subject before, the helping verb before subject. Because I've heard a lot of students saying it this way, where he is going to buy a car. No, that's not okay. Where is he going to buy a car tomorrow? And the short form would be, where is he going to buy a car tomorrow? How is he going to buy a car tomorrow? How is he going to buy a car tomorrow? Understood? So these were the different forms for simple future tense. Affirmative, negative, interrogative, negative interrogative, and information questions. In negative interrogative forms, inside information questions. Understood? Do you have any questions regarding today's lesson? Okay, what's your question? No questions. No questions? So everybody try to make an example. Come on. You may use will, you may use be going to. But keep in mind, if you talk about a probable action, try to use will. If you talk about a planned action, try to use be going to. Because be going to is a little stronger than will, okay? And if you talk about predictions in the future, predictions, pishgui, right? Try to use be going to. Understood? If you promise someone to do something in the future, okay? So for promise, try to use will. Understood? These are the common usages of this tense. Who can make an example? Raise your hand. Come on. Yep.
Going to Pakistan next month.
I'm going to go to Pakistan next month. But if you say, I will be going to Pakistan, it becomes future continuous tense. And inshallah, in the future, we will be covering future continuous tense too. Okay? Yeah. If you bring I will be, okay, the helping verb, I will be, and then verb ing, it becomes future continuous tense. In simple future tense, I will go to Pakistan next week. So probability. Pakistan next week. Plan. That's your plan. In the short form, I'll go to Pakistan. Okay, I'll go to Pakistan next week. The short form. I'm gonna go to Pakistan. The short form for be going to. I hope you got it. Yes, come on. Yep.
They are going to travel to Mazar Sharif.
They are going to travel to Mazar Sharif. Perfect. So that's their plan, okay? To travel to Mazar Sharif. Yep.
I am going to take an exam after this class.
Yeah, I'm going to take an exam after this class. Perfect.
I will read this book tonight.
I will read this book, okay? So it's something that you want to do willingly, okay? It's something that you want to do voluntarily, okay? That's okay. Yep.
I'm going to learn English until next year.
Yeah, I'm going to learn English. I'm going to improve my English until next year, okay? Yep.
I'm going to give a TOEFL exam after I finish Atrud.
I'm going to take a TOEFL exam after I finish a Tarud's system. Perfect. Yep.
I'll go to park tomorrow.
I'll go to park tomorrow. That's right. Mm-hmm.
I'll travel on Friday in the end of this month.
Yeah, I'll travel to Pakistan, Iran, India, Mazar, Bamyan, okay?
On Friday?
On Friday at the end of this month. That's right. Yep.
I'm going to show you how to keep the ball.
I'm going to show you how to keep the ball. That's right. Come on.
She will go to Pakistan next month.
She will go to, or she'll, the short form is she'll go to Pakistan next month. Or she's gonna go to Pakistan next month if she has the plan to go to Pakistan.
We are gonna improve our English.
Inshallah. We're gonna improve our English here, okay, in this class. Yep, yep.
I will teach English.
After I graduate from Atao, right? Yeah, I will become a teacher. Yeah, I will become a teacher next year or something like that. Yep.
I will meet you next month.
I will meet you next month. Okay, yeah? Yes. So it's kind of probability. It may or may not happen, right?
They will make a school next year.
Yeah, they will establish a new school next, or they will make a school. Yep, that's right. Mm-hmm.
I'm going to write my monograph next month.
I'm going to write my monograph next month, next week. Or I'm gonna. What is the short form? I'm gonna write a monograph or my monograph next. Yep, Mr. Qari, come on.
I will go to abroad to my mastery.
Yeah, I will go abroad to do my masters. In English, we say masters. We do not say mastery. Masters. Yeah, I'll go abroad to do my masters. To which country? The United States? UK? Where? Canada? Australia?
Maybe
Romania. Romania. But you got to be careful because you're Qari. There are a lot of beautiful girls in Romania, okay? So you got to be careful, right? Okay, come on. Yep.
Shopako will buy a car in next month.
Okay. Somebody will buy a car next month. Shakako, okay? I don't know what that is. Okay. Okay, so this much is enough for today, and inshallah, in the future, we'll be covering the future continuous tense. Have a great time. Bye-bye.